Hi there and welcome to this tutorial on how to install Tomcat. The first thing you need to do when you're installing Tomcat is get a version of Java. We're going to install Tomcat 6 and I'm going to install Java 5. So I'm going to do what everyone would do, look it up in Google, and here we go, downloads. Okay, so I'm only going to choose update 15, that's here, not the Enterprise Edition stuff. We're just going to start simple. The Enterprise Edition stuff would be good if you wanted transactions, I/O, web services, but we're just going to install plain old J2SE. So you have to accept the license agreement before they'll let you download it. And now I'm going to choose the offline installation because then I can keep the file and I can install it on other computers or save it, and it'll save me from downloading again. Okay, now it's finished. Right, so I've saved it to my desktop. Let's have a look. We'll get an icon that looks like this. So we can just double click it. Okay, so the first thing we have to do is we have to accept license. Standard stuff. We click next. Okay, this is just flagged up. It wants to install European language support. This may not happen for you. I'm in Europe, so that's going to happen. And I'll let it install itself into my browsers as well. Okay, so now we can install Tomcat. So I'm just going to search for this in Google and go to the Apache Tomcat page. Now Tomcat is coordinated by the Apache Software Foundation and also distributed as well.
Here it is.
I'm going to go for Tomcat 6, the latest version. I'm not going to go for anything fruity, just the latest production version. I'm going to choose the Windows Service Installer.
Now, Tomcat
I'm just going to download that
Apache license, which basically means you can distribute
now we're
Tomcat
downloaded.
with your own applications.
So I'm going to go
for
find the
modify
file on my
purposes,
desktop.
etc.
Okay, and here's the setup wizard. So if we click next, and then here we see the license agreement. This is the Apache license, so that means we can redistribute Tomcat with our own applications, for example, and modify it for our own purposes. I'll put the examples in as well. Click next, that's wrong, install it. Okay, now this is set by default to port 8080. What I'd recommend you doing is set it to port 80, which is the default web port. Otherwise, every time we go and type the address in on the address bar, we're going to have to specify the port. So I'm going to put 80 in. I'm also, for the username and password, I'm just going to put the password admin as well for these purposes. And then we click next. Okay, that's where I want to install it. And so, say install. Okay, here it is. So now it's been installed as a service, which means when my computer starts up, so does Tomcat. When I shut it down, so does Tomcat. It beats having it in a window all the time. Okay, so let's see whether we can get our page. So I'll just go to localhost, and here it is. Tomcat is now installed, and it's serving pages on our PC.